Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from Calvert.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So I do have an amendment, but first I have a couple of questions for the floor leader, if I may.
Hello.
Hey. Do we know in your county, in Montgomery, how many Republicans are elected at the local level?
None. At the local level?
Mm-hmm.
Well, none, but some of the races are nonpartisan.
Sure. I think it's 0, probably.
Yeah, it said none.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's a easy one. Softball. So, Madam Speaker, I have an amendment at the desk. It is amendment number 453627-1.
Amendment number 1.
So much be considered the reading of the amendment, Madam Speaker.
So ordered.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the voter rolls, and we're talking about what's fair, you look at Anne Arundel County has more than 100,000 Republicans, and there are Republicans elected at the local level. In Baltimore County, there are more than 100,000 Republicans, and there are people elected who are Republican at the local level. In Montgomery County, there are more than 100,000 Republicans, and there aren't any Republicans elected at the local level. And so this amendment is trying to correct what I think is a system of discrimination against Republicans. And I think it's important that we include equity for Republicans. And here is what it says. That under the provisions of the election law article, the Montgomery County Board of Elections, in consultation with the State Board of Elections, shall prepare and include on the ballot for the November general election of 2022 the following question. Do you favor redrawing the Montgomery County districts to guarantee that at least one county council district is composed of a majority of voters who are members of the minority party? Makes sense, right? Makes sense that what's being done to Calvert County here, especially after I offered the previous amendment, that the same apply to Montgomery County. Because apparently, diversity does not include in Montgomery County diversity of thought. There isn't diversity of thought. And it has been systematically removed because of the systems of gerrymandering and the systems of redistricting in Montgomery County. And it has led to, as a result of that groupthink in Montgomery County, it has led to some of the worst policies and embarrassing policies in the United States of America. And here is one. National news. Your county decided to shut down private schools. Think about that. The teachers union lobbied the county council and the county executive because they didn't want their schools open, so they lobbied them to shut down.
Madam Speaker, are we on whatever this
schools.
amendment is about?
We are. We're talking about diversity of thought and the need for more diversity of opinion in Montgomery County. It's right on message, Madam Speaker.
Is that in your amendment?
Sure. And so, and I appreciate that, Madam Speaker, I do. This is important. I mean, we said that we want to have difficult discussions, and I agree. And the gentleman who just stood up should welcome the difficult discussion.
This doesn't seem like a discussion, but if you're ceding your time and you want to discuss it, I'd be happy to engage on how the health officers are selected in each county.
Madam Speaker,
and it was the county health officer that made a health-based decision on the schools.
Madam Speaker, I haven't yielded the floor.
Not a single member of the county council.
Can both of you please?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Maker of the amendment.
I appreciate it, because I did have the floor, in all fairness, and I appreciate you doing that. So, no sooner did that health officer do that then they ended up literally reversing it, because it wasn't based on science. It was based on the teachers union lobbying the county executive. So my point is this, Madam Speaker, which goes to the amendment. If there were real diversity of thought in Montgomery County as a result of having a minority party on the county council, you would have a voice in Montgomery County that actually talked about the complicated issues facing us in 2020 and now 2021. But that didn't happen, and it hasn't happened. And I find it stunning that a county is telling Calvert what it must do when it won't do it itself and is involved in nothing more than groupthink. And we have children suffering, and it's constantly on national news in Montgomery County. And it goes to this amendment. In Calvert County, we have not only diversity of party, but diversity of opinion and diversity itself in various offices. But in Montgomery County, diversity is only the way you look. As long as you think the right way, that's all that matters. Well, it's high time in Montgomery County, with more than 100,000 unrepresented Republicans, that they finally stop disenfranchising so many people and include, for the first time in my memory, diversity of opinion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Let me remind the members that we have until 6 p.m. and still have more work to get finished tonight. Subcommittee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Wow. It's hard to find the words to say to respond to that. But I do find it surprising that the same delegate who stood up in offense to my general statement about a factual statement regarding the origins of legislation like this one would then stand up and impugn my county and talk about lack of diversity of thought in one of the most diverse jurisdictions in the entire country. But on the amendment, because colleagues, as a House parliamentarian, I'd like to remind us that our debate stays on topic. So on the actual amendment, I urge you to reject this amendment once again. And I urge you to reject it because the beauty of this legislation, House Bill 655, is that it doesn't target particular jurisdictions. It says that every jurisdiction that currently has in-district voting but elects them at large must now take the step to make in-district voting in-district voting. It's unfortunate that the delegate has introduced this amendment that brings in a jurisdiction, Montgomery County, that already has in-district voting, that is in-district voting at the county level. This amendment needs to be rejected because we do not need a straw poll. What we need is fair representation for all. I urge the body to reject this amendment. Thank you.
The question before the House is the adoption of the amendment. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose?
Roll call, Madam Speaker.
Roll call.
Madam Speaker?
Clerk will take the call. The amendment fails.